Good morning, everyone. To those who I haven't speak with this morning or yesterday, I think I met you virtually last week when preparing this super designathon. So thank you very much to the EBSILUX team. I am Perrine de Coëtlogon. I work within the University of Lille and for the European Blockchain Partnership, where I am the French representative. And we have gone through a different way than EBSILUX, and we are called FREPSI, French EBSI. And also we have done it internally, means that we didn't use only the European budget, but we also, within my University of Lille, did work a lot with our partner BCDiploma to make it happen internally. And this is actually a digitization process, but with the blockchain it's also innovative. A digitization process means you really change something internally. You have to rethink the metadata, the data. You have to meet, of course, the people that they are ready to work with you from different directorates. And this is why we thought our testimony would be precious for you. Because I think almost everybody has already heard me, I wanted to, and not only I, but the organizer of this Designathon, wish to give the floor to Jarry-Lacombe, because he has more work internally on the design and development of the project, and you will be able to see the interface of the project internally. So, Luc, please.
Thank you, Perrine. I'm Luc. I'm happy to be with you this morning. This will be a short keynote because I suppose you are on and with BCDiploma, I'm co-founder and CEO of BCDiploma, and we work on blockchain digital credentials with 100 institutions, universities around the world, and especially with the University of Lille. With the university within the EBSI project. So here we talk about the DEM-Attest Lille project, and we dematerialize all the process of issuing for the degree attestation. Starting 2021, it's running in production now, and more than 20,000 blockchain attestation are live, and we have a very good feedback from the students and from the staff. It will be a very big project for the University of Lille, and more than 25 collaborators of the university were involved. So the best is to see an example. You can scan it if you want, and we will talk about this blockchain digital credentials. Here is the result of 3 projects. The French project on EBSI, the DEM-Attest Lille project from the University of Lille. You see it's a diploma of the University of Lille, and the NGI ESIF Lab project, who funded the development of a BCI ESIF compliant wallet to finish the project, and next year University of Lille will send these credentials directly in the student wallet. So here you can see the data of the credentials. Our job with BCDiploma is to support the process for storing and this data in the blockchain with all the proof. It's not a BSI blockchain. It's an intermediary storage to manage this data and send students to simple link who can be shared after as a credentials, as a verified credentials in the EBSI infrastructure. So here is a sample of a verified presentation shared by Jan Doe from his wallet to a verifier. So if you click on these links, you can read the credentials in a verifier we publish with our partners White ID in an open source environment, and you can check the validity on the EBSI blockchain of the credentials presented by Jan Doe. Perrine, you want to add something?
Just to tell you that recently the French Republic and the Ministry of Higher Education insisted that on the diploma from now on there is this logo, French logo, because a university is certified by the state for offering a learning course, and this is something, of course, very important. There is an authentication of the university itself and an authentication of the students too, because there is a unique number here of the diploma and of the students' number. So this is really interesting for other purpose than the diploma. Plus, it's an official document. This is interesting not only for the diploma use case, this is interesting for any official document to be certified and authentified.
You can not see here, but in fact here you have the European student identifier in the data of the credentials, because here is the last number of the European identifier. So in the credential on EBSI, one of the key is this number for European interoperability and mobility of the students with their wallets.
So in the end, the data you see here is only the result of your diploma. It doesn't say what course you had and so on, but it's already a lot like within the University of Lille, and this is of course a pilot, and this is meant for any French university and European university, if we can go on like that, converging all with our EBSI project. It's an offer for 80,000 students. Okay, we have 33 different departments. It means you have hundreds of diploma and certificates. And to end up here, you have the European credits ECTS. So this is also something that was thought of since the Bologna process to facilitate the transferability and the interoperability of diploma and skills.
So in practice, universities of Lille IT service has done an impressive work in an open source environment to manage the issuing with the blockchain API
and the revocating.
And all the flow to send automatically the credential to the students and to manage the habilitations of the university manager, scholarity manager, academic manager, with the cohorts, student cohorts. So it's live. It's a very interesting development of the University of Lille. And now, each morning, we have the mail. This list of credentials has been sent this night to the students. It's run automatically all the night, and with the API blockchain, it's an impressive job. So students receive their link. Interesting, they are multilingual. Today they are English and French. They can be in all the language. And there is increase the rapidity of the issuance just after the exam. And of course, it's usable on LinkedIn and other job research.
So to make it just in easy words, if you were at some point a student, there was someone who said, you are assessed, you took your exam, you passed your exam, and there are two people who can decide that you are accepted. It's the director of the course, not any teacher, but the director of the master, for example, plus someone that is really an administrative servant, civil servant, and that is allowed to say, I click on accepted, he passed the exam. And those people now in their work environment, they have the button to do it and issue a verifiable credential.
A quick overview of the problem solved and benefits. There was one problem in the University of Lille with the time to deliver the certificates. It was more than the legal time.
Within some of the faculties, not everywhere.
Not everywhere.
Some teachers were slow or decided to change the marks on the notes because the students came and tried and so on. This is human.
So yeah, with the
but it improved that.
With automatic flow and even traceability of the admission, it can be better. It will be better now.
It's a way to improve the process and to retell everyone, please have in mind that you are not alone to discuss the note and assess, but at some point it must stop. It's not unhuman. It doesn't mean the students can't, discuss and so on. But it was a way to remind everyone what was the process and why it is important at some point to stop and take a decision.
Of course, securing the diploma avoids the fake diplomas for recruiters and increase reliability for the academic process. So now it's a project for next year. We launch in June the students' EBSI wallet. So here you have the mock-up, and this wallet can accept, add the credentials directly in response of a mail. So University of Lille send a mail to the student, and he can claim these credentials then just with one click or with 2 clicks if it's the first time and he has to create the wallet on the first time. And after he can add the credentials and share it and manage a profile, and it's their own wallet is a proprietary of the blockchain key, and it's not depending of the university. He can work with all the BCI issuers in all the Europa ecosystem. So it's we are very, very happy. It's the final objective of the EBSI project for the student, and all the process. As promised, we finished at time.
Any question? Yeah.
So at this point, so the wallet is not yet ready. So at this point, you are still the student, the private key of the student are still stored at the university level, if I understand well.
At this step, there are no student key. The digital credentials, the blockchain digital credential, is a link, is only a link sent to the students.
Per mail.
And he manages his link as he wants. And after, when he activates his wallet,
If he likes it.
if he likes, he will add these credentials into his wallet. Yeah. So we prepare the ground. We prepare the ground with the first emissions, and the first emission will be embedded in the wallet, and after the next emission will be sent into the wallet.
As a student, if I lose my link, is it possible to recover it?
Yeah, sure.
Because we did the work. Because we did the work internally.
Yeah.
So it was not only manage, if you want to manage the link later, so you still have the data in any case, okay, the initial data, then you have a link. If there is a mistake in the name or anything, you can revoke the link and resend a new link, okay? And finally, if you lose the link, it was the first API, I don't know how to call it, but c'est la première chose que TD a fait, quoi. First service that was developed. It was to store all the links internally.
Okay. Yes.
It's a new data that you have to manage. Yeah.
But with the wallet, it will be more easier for everyone.
So the certificates aren't stored on the blockchain. It's just the issuer that's stored on the blockchain with each certificate, each diploma.
It's an interesting question. University of Lille has chosen to work with the our technology, BCDiploma technology. It's a special technology. And
patented, it's a patent.
Yeah, and the University of Lille store the credential data, so the name on the blockchain with our technology.
Okay.
But it's independent with the EBSI ecosystem. It's just a choice to manage the credentials data for the long term. And you cannot lose the data, modify the data, and the data sent to the EBSI credentials or another application is forgery proof.
I have one question or remark. You mentioned Water ID
Yes.
as technology stack, and we started working on this. We started also working with Water ID. But because we are not working anymore with Water ID, there are other solutions. For instance, for signing credentials, etc. Do you also consider these interoperable challenges? I mean, we got a credential from EBSILUX. We had an example and wanted to verify with Danic check solution, for instance. Yeah, they also are into this verification process, for instance. And at this stage, this was a few weeks ago, we experienced some differences between these tech stacks. And I think when we will work on a European level, we also should start by now also think of this, that we have different technological stacks. So we have the base EBSI for trusted issuer registries, etc. But there's a layer on top, the application layer, and there are different applications we can use. For instance, Water ID, which are prominent in marketing regarding EBSI, and there are also Danube check and other technologies. And now the question is, do we consider this for future work, or is this like, okay, we have Water ID, this works?
We don't consider that White ID is a provider. we contribute actively in the White ID libraries. So we are big contributors for the SSI kit, and we build all our EBSI service on the SSI kit.
From what ID?
From White ID, but it's an open source library, so it's a common work for all the EBSI team. And for the EBSI team, we publish on this we have a EBSI verifier credentials verifier who is based on the SSI kit, and you can verify the validity when you are developing credentials. You can verify the validity of your EBSI credentials by adding here your JSON or JUnity credentials, for example, or text fichier folder, and you have the result of your verification. It's only a SSI kit service.
Yeah. This looks exactly like the universal verifier.
Yes.
I'm also working with.
Yeah.
It should.
It is maybe. It's based on
Yeah.
universal.
Yeah, we were proud of that. I think it's like the first verifier for EBSI credential. It's a result of NGE and FREPSI project this year with White ID.
And the universal verifier UF, it's also.
It's from the new check.
And it's connected to EBSI too?
Yeah. It
Then
also
basically,
checks
if one of them is verifying, the other should verify.
I guess they are somehow related. They have also history.
Yeah, you can access here from this credential. From this credential, you can access the verifier.
Yeah.
And yeah, one last question.
Go ahead.
This is a wallet, or it looks like a wallet. So
It's not a wallet.
No,
It's a page.
It's just
it's a link,
just
and
a
then-
shared link.
okay,
Yeah.
So it's web browser based.
it's the link where you can verify then the document.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Waiting the wallet and waiting the EBSI production stack.
And then for the moment, in this kind of VC, there is no older lead because it doesn't exist.
No.
Not.
Yeah, actually, this was my question.
The student
Because
number, right?
yeah, because there is a link in the certificate that says verify the identity of the graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so actually, how it works to verify the ID of the graduate? Actually, is the date of the student is stored on the EBSI
Yes.
ledger, and
This
how it
is-
works?
This is
It was sent in Avalanche, not in EBSI, for the time being.
this is a
It's
demonstration.
not in production.
Yes, but it's
Yes, but,
it's in EBSI
Ah,
pre-production.
okay. For
Yeah,
this one,
because
okay.
it's said on the
Okay,
EBSI
in
blockchain.
production,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
When we
it's,
did it for real, for the 20,000
Mhm.
real students,
Mhm.
we needed to have something in production. So
yeah, it's available and it's live on EBSI pre-production. And here you have the deed of the student, and you can check it directly on the pre-production on EBSI.
So the data of the student is stored somewhere in the EBSI ledger.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
At the creation of the deed,
Mhm.
the university register the student deed in the EBSI blockchain.
Okay, so the university take this role.
no.
Yes.
Okay.
To activate the deed. You can create a deed,
Yeah,
but
because after
but-
that the student will have his wallet. His
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when the university is you need the university
Mhm.
to active the first time and to be sure that this deed will have a verifiable ID, so the credentials with name and what is the validity, ID verification, checking, is it passport, is it what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So university registers the deed and issue the verifiable credentials, the ID.
Okay.
when initialing the wallet.
Yeah, and maybe I have a question for the university. In the future, when the student will have his own wallet, so he will provide you the deed when he make the registration, for example, for the course or something like that, or how it will be managed.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
because now,
okay, yes.
yeah.
If we say it's
yeah.
a whole process, and everyone, every university in Europe will adapt its standards, and it will be done. Plus, what I say is, you think you own your diploma, but maybe the diploma owns you. Means that the fact that you have been studying for 3 years within a university, and a university issued a deed for you, isn't it a super way to identify you later? I mean, it's really interesting. It's not like you have been there once and you have checked with your identity card, but it's another way to identify people that is really interesting.
In addition, we will invite you to the EBSI Demudi 31 May, and we will demonstrate the checking of a Romanian student with her wallet, Anka student, and she arrives in University of Lille with her deed registered by Romania, and it's okay with the verification interoperability of EBSI stack.
And with this kind of registration of the student deed on the blockchain, you don't have any issue with the GDPR compliance?
No, it's okay. It's managed. It is managed by European Commission, and there is no personal data. It's only a number, and if you don't have the ID credentials, you can't see anything here. It's an anonymous key.
Yeah.
And I would say something else. Last week, the director of the French National and Research Education Center asked me, but what is the benefit in comparison with issued data, which is the same thing, but you have to dig into the data, you know, and this is typically what I told him, for the institution to check something, but not for the student and later any citizen, you know, to possess his data. Because here he received a link only, and he can put it on the Google Drive or anywhere he wants, you know, and it's, if someone needs to check it, he has something to send immediately. It's easier, it's made easier for him to handle this link than any PDF or so on, and it's more secure. So some people have heard that story from last Friday, where I had an African student testimony about receiving his link in October last year. This student lives in Djibouti. He was in Lille during the lockdown. He then passed his exam, went back to Djibouti. Of course, when you are ready to work, you must send a lot of CV, and everyone is asking in international context for the diploma. So he had to send and resend the original document. He had to take half a day and to go to the French embassy to have a certified copy of his diploma. Many of the employer of the potential employer did not agree with the certificate of completion on which we have worked. We haven't worked on the paper diploma for real. We have worked on the. But once he received the link, he showed it to the people who were hiring him. First, there was a surprise. Yeah. So they said, the University of Lille has done that. They were surprised. Yeah. And then they checked, and he showed them Wikipedia about the blockchain being an authentifier, and it's making authentified documents. And he convinced everyone. Plus, we did all the translation work, which is not official. It's written, only the French version is official, but mostly then the people are very happy with an official translation from the University of Lille. It's not a legal official translation, but it's better done than a translator, because we have done the translation with a assermented oath translator, and it was less good as what we did then. So it's translated, we have to work on the data. He received a link, he owns the link. He owns his certificate. And this is a huge difference between having just the data and having a link that you can share easily. So from a design point of view, I think this is a great experience we had from these African students.
It's time
Yeah,
to
time
lunch.
is